Recording in progress.
All right, guys. Well, welcome. Happy Wednesday night. This is our How Do I Experience Amazing Results call that was on the calendar. And hopefully lots of you are able to pop on. And if not, we are going to record this. We have recorded this so that you'll be able to share it with your teams or whomever at a later time. But we kind of thought that this was a super important call to have because so many people join our teams, they sign up and they're full of hope and brimming with hope. And we thought, let's put a call together to help those people really maximize their results and get the most out of what they purchased. And so that's what this call is. It's for you. And I kind of said in the post introducing tonight's call, Plexus is not magic, although some people might, care to argue with me that it is. It truly isn't. It's just natural supplements that are actually bioavailable, active ingredients that are going to work for your good. But you do have to meet them halfway. And so I think a lot of people come into this experience with maybe unrealistic expectations and think, okay, I started taking Plexus and that's it. That's the end all and be all. And it's truly not. You do have to meet the products halfway. And so this call is just intended to help you get the results you were hoping for and more. So I'm going to refer to my notes because I want to keep this really concise. And I'm just going to hit a few bullet points here and hopefully some active takeaways for you. If you have a pen and paper, you might want to jot down a few notes. But the first thing is consistency. Lisa Hudson, who is on this call and is my upline, she posted in one of our groups today a quote that I loved that says something along the lines of nearly every successful person on the face of the planet has two things in common. Number one, they got started, and number two, they kept going. And so I say this all the time. It is a journey. There is no destination. You're not getting to the end point and then you've made it. That's not what this is. It's definitely a journey. And, we're going to stop and smell the roses. We're going to veer off the path sometimes, but we get back on the path and we keep going. And so this journey, adding supplementation into your journey is a smart choice because you're giving your body an opportunity to, maximize its potential, but you have to be consistent with the products. When you're not experiencing the results you're hoping for, keep taking the products, because here's one thing I say very oftentimes to my friends and to people that I've signed up. In the meantime, while you're waiting for those results, in the meantime, know that you're doing something good for your body, that you're buying insurance for quality years at the end of your life. Our body needs magnesium. Our microbiome has to have the correct ratio. And so whether you feel it right now or not, you are doing something that is good for your body and that's good for the longevity and the quality of your life. You're warding off disease. And so everybody's not going to necessarily feel everything acutely right away or even ever. Some people are more acutely aware of the fine nuances of how their body works. And some people are less acutely aware. And so let's say you feel nothing. Let's say you're not feeling the energy that, you are hoping to feel. Let's say you're not feeling, seeing the weight fall off. In the meantime, just know that you are putting into your body the things that your body requires to function properly. So there's that. We also talk about making sure that you are just letting one healthy choice lead to another. Plexus is not the end all and be all. So you have to do your part, which means making better food choices, drinking your water, trying to get that optimal 8 hours of sleep. And when a lot of people come into this journey really looking for weight loss initially. And what I want to point out to you is that non-scale victories are very often first. And so if you are hyper focused on the scale and the scale is a measure of your success, then you're probably going to be disappointed. So instead of focusing on the scale, focus on how you feel, focus on how your clothes feel. Are you sleeping better? Do you have more energy? Are you suddenly noticing that you don't need to eat a bag of chips or a gallon of ice cream or whatever it may be? And I think somebody, Therese, I thought I saw her on this call. She actually gave me such an excellent tip way back, and said, you know, she tells all of her people to get a journal out and every day write down how you feel. By writing down how you feel, it actually forces you to focus on, how do I feel? How is my sleep? How do my clothes fit today? What food choices did I make? Did I actually feel like going for a walk? And so we forget to celebrate those non-scale victories, and those are victories. So our bodies, you know, first priority is never going to be to shed that fat. It's not. Our body's first priority is going to be to get healthy. And so very oftentimes, I want you to hear me when I say this, it's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm going to say it again. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better. And that's just the truth of the matter, because we are human beings and our fat cells hold on to and store toxins from the air, from pretty much everything we put into our mouth, to just our environment. And our fat cells just hold on to those. That's our protective measure. Our fat cells are trying to actually protect us. So that's last. Those fat cells are going to metabolize and release those toxins, and we're going to, you know, shed those. And notice that after we go through that process of cleaning house. So expect, especially if you're on this call or if you're listening and you're new, if you are thinking you're going to start taking these products and all of a sudden you're going to lose weight and you're going to be fit and everything's going to be done, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. And one really quick analogy before I move on to the next point. I kind of think of it like this. So your fat cells hold on to toxins kind of like layers of paint in an old house. And so if you're like me, my age, I'm almost 50. So I've had 50 years of exposure to, you know, toxins and junk. And even if you eat healthy, which I have, you know, always tried to do and feel like I've been pretty healthy, led a pretty healthy life, there's junk in everything we put in our mouth, unless you are a self-sustained farmer and you are farming sustainably. You're not getting the nutrients that you need, and there's junk in our food. And so we've had antibiotics for every cold, sniffle, and, you know, whatever for the last 50 years. All the OTCs that we've taken, and the sugar and the preservatives that are in our food. We have work to do before we are going to feel those optimal results. And so when you feel icky, and you might in the beginning, just know that that means your products are working. You know, that's my biggest thing. People aren't used to taking supplements that they actually feel working in their body. They're not, because if you're buying them off the shelf, they have preservatives in them. They're probably not getting bioavailable supplements. And so this is probably the first time that they've ever actually felt their supplements working. And so just know that if you are feeling off or icky, if you're really in the beginning, and even if you're not in the beginning, like I told you, it's those layers of paint, you know, our fat cells, even some of us who have been taking these products for 2 years can go through a new layer of detox. And so just expect that, and know that your products are working. Drink more water. We need water to get rid of those toxins, to eliminate, to keep things moving in our body. And if you're not pooping or peeing detox or toxins out, they're going to go through your soft tissue. So you're going to feel muscle aches and all kinds of other things. So get started and keep on going. Drink your water. You can take magnesium salt, and, you know, magnesium salt baths, which are really helpful. Lemon water, if you need to pop an ibuprofen, then you need to pop an ibuprofen, but don't quit. And that brings me to my next point. Plug into your sponsor, because your sponsor has been where you are. Your sponsor also has access to people who maybe they haven't been where you are. Maybe their detox wasn't as bad. They have access to more people. And truly our job is to get you a result. We are here. We didn't sign you up for a transaction. We didn't sign you up for $1. We signed you up to see you get the results that you were hoping for. And so when your sponsor reaches out to you and says, how are you doing? How are you pooping? How are you feeling? It's because they truly want to help you get the transformations that you were hopeful for. So just know that that is a part of the process. When you buy supplements off of the shelf at CVS, there's nobody saying, hey, I can't wait to talk to you in 2 weeks to see how you're feeling from this, multivitamin. They're not, but we are. And that's what makes this process very different from when you just are buying willy-nilly off of the shelf at CVS or GNC. Plug into your sponsor. That's what they're there for. Plug into this team. I could spend the rest of my time on this. There's so much research that shows that being a part of something, having accountability partners, having people cheer for you, seeing people who have gone before you and who are successful, doing something with somebody is going to increase your success and your likelihood for the results you were hoping for by a mile. And so when your sponsor signs you up and says, hey, check out my team, come to dinner with my team, come on this team call with me, please do, because we are here for your transformation. That's what we're here for. We want to cheer for you. We want to share our success with you and our story with you so that you know you're not alone. When people feel like, here's Plexus, I'm taking Plexus and I'm doing this all by myself and I feel like crap today, or I'm not getting the results I'm hoping for today, you're going to leave, you're going to quit. And we don't want you to quit, because in order to get the results you're hoping for, you have to do the same thing consistently over time. Anything in life that is worth having takes and requires consistency and time. And these supplements are no different. So plug into this team, plug into the opportunity to learn and have a support system, because that's only going to further your results. Okay. Point 3, get an accountability partner ASAP. I already kind of touched on it, but by having an accountability partner, you are instantly increasing your likelihood of the results you are hoping for by 85%, because you have somebody to answer to. Each day you could say, okay, did you take your supplements today? And you can, chat and talk to each other about how you're feeling. You can encourage each other and support each other. So assuming you are brand new and you signed up in April, we've had a couple of really explosive months. You have a best friend, you have a sister or a cousin or a coworker who probably also would like to feel healthier and feel better and get ready for summer. Reach out to them and share what you're doing, and don't do it by yourself. Grab a buddy. The buddy system works. And hold each other accountable and increase your likelihood for success and the results you're hoping for instantly by 85%. So that is huge, getting an accountability partner. Point 3.5, the biggest objection that we have for people being consistent with their products is cost. And I'm here to say that I am a teacher and a mom of 4. And when I started taking these products, I thought, I really don't have an extra $100 lying around to spend on supplements. Today, I shudder to say that out loud, because now I know that my health and my wellness is worth every penny that I invest in it. But that's a paradigm shift. We either pay to be well or we pay to be unwell. And that's the bottom line. That's the truth of the matter. But when you're not used to investing in your health and suddenly you're saying, okay, here's $100 I have to put into my budget to be well, it is a paradigm shift and it does feel uncomfortable for people. So immediately we can take that cost objection off the table. We don't want anybody to stop taking their supplements because of money. If you, again, take that accountability partner into account, and you grab your 3 besties, or your mom and your cousin and your sister, or your best friend and your coworker, and go ahead and get 2 or 3 accountability partners, and that is going to cover the cost of your own products. Easy, period. Cost objection over. You're going to have more accountability partners, which is furthering your odds of success, and cost objection is no longer on the table. And when you share these products with somebody else, they might say to you, I don't want to spend that money on it. Let them know that, hey, I can show you really easily how to cover the cost of your own products, and take that off the table for them so that we can maximize our results and theirs. But that's a talk for another day. Okay. My next one is mindset. I'm going to pause here and let this, I want it to resonate with you, and I want you to hear me. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. Period. So if you purchase products and you brought that healthy amount of scrutiny that you had before you purchased with you, and you're holding on to it and you're harboring it, they're not going to probably work for you because you don't believe in them. So it's important for you to have a mindset shift and to believe that this is going to work for me. Draw a line in the sand and say, this time I am going to follow through. I'm going to take my products. I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to move my body in the afternoon when I feel like I have a little bit more energy. I'm going to make it healthy. Believe. You have to choose to believe. If you are choosing to believe that they're not going to work, they probably won't. So be mindful of that and be cognizant of that. You purchased the products, you spent the money, so choose to believe. This is an intention. We get to choose our beliefs all day long. And what you choose to believe is going to affect your attitude, and your attitude is going to affect your actions. So since you already spent the money, go ahead and choose to believe and put that on repeat. And if you need help building your mindset and building your belief, that takes me back to point number 1. Plug into your sponsor, because until you have enough belief for yourself, you can borrow it from me. You can borrow it from your sponsor. We will help. And that is really, there's a quote, I'm pulling it out of thin air. Believe that you can, and you're halfway there. I believe it's more than that, but that's the quote, right? You have to believe. And so if you are participating in negative self-talk, and if you are saying things like, this isn't going to work, and I'm not going to respond to my sponsor, and so on and so forth, intentionally and purposefully change that personal narrative and choose to believe, because if you choose to believe, you are halfway there, or more than halfway there, in my opinion. I'm requoting that. I'm changing it. Okay. Okay. One more thing, and then I'm going to let you go. So we are in the business of transforming lives. We are in the business of sharing what works for us. I talked to you about plugging into this community, plugging into your sponsor. We have a challenge that starts on Monday, and we do them regularly. So by being plugged in, you're going to see these opportunities. We just got done with intermittent fasting. On the 16th, we're doing an inflammation and fat shredding challenge. And so by being plugged into this team, by being plugged into these opportunities, you're going to be aware of them, and you're going to be participating in them, and you're going to maximize your results, because we do tons of education, tons of training. And again, just by being a part of a community, that is going to further the success that you have and that you hoped for when you started out. That was fast. That was the most concise I think I've ever been in my life. I'm going to see if anybody has anything to add. And then this is like genius, like 20-minute call, right? Anything else, guys? Anybody wants to add? Questions?
I think you hit it all.
Comments? One more thing. I think I already talked about it, but really quickly, one more benefit of plugging into your sponsor is having the benefit of somebody who understands the products and what they're doing. And there are times you probably got a slow start schedule. There are times that we need to tweak that regimen slightly because everybody's body is different and everybody comes to us in a different state. So depending on, like, if you were suffering from migraines, if you were suffering from autoimmune symptoms, if you couldn't poop, or if you poop too much, right? All of our bodies are different. And so one regimen and routine doesn't necessarily fit all. And so that's another reason why when we check on you and when we ask you what your health goals are, it's because we truly want to help you get those results that you were hoping for. And so, just know that we can work together. This is a team. You could buy Plexus products on eBay, but you're not going to be getting a team and a sponsor who truly is there for your transformation. And so that's all I have, unless anybody wants to unmute themselves and add anything. All right, well, we love you guys and we are here for your transformation, and hope that we added value tonight, and we hope that we will see you very soon on our teams and elsewhere. Okay, and end recording.